Cameron Ward, he's an elite level passer, one of the best in college football.
You know how we coming back to step it up another level.
Ward hears it out, end zone left. Williams caught it, touchdown.
Where we going?
Ward lets it rip, deep ball caught in stride, touchdown, just like that.
Everybody and their brother wanted Cameron Ward. Let's go to Miami.
Cam Ward's feeling really good.
This is really big news for Miami and the ACC.
All right, gang's all here. E.J. Manuel's zipped on over here from Team Twister to chill out with us. And there's some serious talent over here on the left side of the stage. Cam Ward joins us as well. Cam, welcome to the ACC. I know not only Miami fans fired up to see you, but I think the rest of the country can't wait to say, hey, we've seen this dude before on the left coast. Now he's come down to South Beach. Welcome to the ACC. We can't wait to watch you play.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you having me.
Before we get into a deep dive, because I know E.J. is going to have some fun with you with this, I've been to Pullman, Washington, all right? And I don't know if you can go from one end of the spectrum to the other more in college sports than Pullman, Washington to Miami, Florida. I mean, for folks who've never – it's almost like being on the moon over there on the left coast. So you go to a completely different culture. But what sold you on Miami up and above all the other cool stuff?
Just everything that, Miami's bring to the table from, offensively and defensively. They were top 25 offense and defense last year. So, the biggest selling point for me in Miami was the offensive line and receiving core that they have. They returned Jacoby George, Xavier Strepo. Both those guys were two top guys in the ACC. The O-line starting at Inez Cooper, Jalen Rivers, who's an All-American, CeCe, who's an All-American. We added Damian Martinez. Defensively we added Mish Powell. They have Ruben Bain on defense, who's freshman All-American. So, they got the guys for sure. And I think it's going to be plug and play for us.
Everyone we speak to, Cam, glows about your swagger and confidence. What is the origin of that, and how have you been able to win over this locker room in just a short phase?
It's been good, and that's thanks to Coach Cristobal. Coach Cristobal allowed me to come in, be the person and player that I wanted to be. He let me talk to the guys how I want to talk to the guys. So, it's been a blessing, so far. As we get into camp, I'm just continue to build on my leadership, and I'm just trying to put the ball in play.
Cam, we're going to get to a tape here in a few minutes, but one of the things that I was most impressed by at your spring game was just your control of the offense. Did you do similar things in Coach, because it looks like Coach Dawson's offense is wide open for the quarterback. You got maybe some checks at the line of scrimmage. I'm sure you did some of that in your past, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Coach Dawson, he's giving me keys to the kingdom offense. He's letting me come in, implement concepts, running his concepts. So, he lets me see the field how I see the field. That was the big thing for me. I think it'll pay dividends for everybody.
By the way, Kyron Drones was sitting in that chair right there yesterday.
Yes, sir.
He already said, circle the date. The Hokies are
Texas
coming
boys
down.
too, right?
The Hokies are coming down to see you guys on a Friday night.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. They is. I'm ready for Kyron. I'm going to go get some work in with him on Friday. So, I'm sure we're going to be going there a little bit on Friday morning. So, I'm ready.
But you said after this week, the communication with Kyron stops.
Yep, he knows. He already knows. We already had this conversation.
And it's his birthday today.
Yeah, I'm going to wish him happy birthday. I haven't wished him yet. I'm going to send him a text. But, he knows our communication going to stop for a little bit.
EJ, you were speaking about being down there at spring practice. Let's cue up that tape and go walk through with Cam some of the things you saw.
It's three really nice plays from Cam. And, again, the thing that I love about his game is just his control of the offense. He was never rushed. He was never hurried. And even if you have chaos in front of you, as a quarterback, you have to relax and still make a play. Like, this is a touchdown pass, but it's created by your accuracy right here. You put this out in front of Xavier Restrepo, and I'm assuming this is man coverage. You got inside leverage right there, but you put it at a spot. If you throw that at his chest, he gets tackled, and he's at the 3-yard line, but he puts it out in front of him. He catches it, and he gets to the pylon right here. Watch him not rush, guys. Like, there is a little bit of a fray in the pocket, but he moves up. He keeps his vision down the field, and he puts a lot of stress on the defense right here. Again, throwing the ball at a spot where his receiver can catch it and run, and instead of an 8-yard gain, they get an 18-yard gain, and that's what you want to see from a QB. Love this play right here, too. Again, the athletic ability to get outside the pocket. You got a free rusher to his left. Doesn't even necessarily need to see him. He just feels that, gets outside the pocket, and keeps the play alive. With this quarterback, you got to cover the entire field. There's really no spot on the field that he can't get the football to. And, again, just the experience, those types of things that you're bringing to this Miami offense, that's what excites me the most. And when you look at Miami for years, man, you guys have always had the talent, but just needing that consistency at quarterback. So for you, what does it mean to now be the Hurricane quarterback? Because that's a heavy kind of weight to carry.
It means a lot to me. From being having one offer out of high school, a zero-star recruit, to, going to Pullman, Washington, making plays for the Washington State Cougars, and then coming to the University of Miami, I always knew I would be in this position. I always had that confidence in myself. My mom and dad has instilled that in me. But I feel like the biggest thing for me going into this year is getting better at the easy stuff. I feel like where I lacked last year, is not taking the easy stuff all the time, trying to get too big play happy. And that's one thing that, I tried to hone in the spring. And, I feel like this is one of my best springs out of all my college career. Obviously I got Jacoby George, Strep out there, Isaiah Horton. I think Elijah Roy is going to have a great year for us this year. So, I have some weapons around me, but, we got to show up every game. We can't take games off no matter we're playing the best team in the country or one of the worst teams. We got to be the same team on that field every Saturday.
Cam, I want to talk about intangibles. We know physically what you can do. But you're now in a role, kind of what EJ said, hey, when you're the quarterback at Miami, there's a stigma about that. There's an aura kind of thing, given the tradition and the history. You come rolling in here, huge expectations. And to be in a leadership role, I'm sure that was one of the things that was discussed when you went through the transfer portal. How comfortable are you? Are you kind of a natural leader, or is that one of those things that you have to work on?
I think it's kind of both, especially in the quarterback position. As a quarterback, you have to be able to lead guys with your own way. Coach Cristobal let me come in. He's let me communicate with the guys the way I wanted to, talk to the guys I wanted to. So, it's been a blessing so far. And, the guys that really respect me, and I respect every guy in the locker room. So, as far as us, in our locker room, we keep the main thing the main thing. We're not really too worried about anyone outside opinion, because at the end of the day, you got to win football games. That's the only thing that's going to get you to the next level. That's the only thing, is going to put food on the table for your family. So if we win football games, all the individual awards, all the accolades, it'll all take care of itself.
Cam, I remember preparing for that spring game and talking to Coach Cristobal. He was saying that you were talking trash to the defensive coordinator. You were talking trash to the defensive line. Everybody can get it. Where does that come from, that competitive edge?
I was just made like that, honestly. My parents, they really instilled that in me and my siblings when we were little. I wanted to be, a basketball player. I wanted to play baseball. I always told myself, I want to go pro in something. And I continue, to, live up to that dream, live up to that expectation I put up on myself. And, I really take ownership really for myself. I treat myself the hardest. I stress myself the hardest, more than any stress that anybody can ever put on me. So, me being in this position, it's something that I asked for. God put me in this position. I'm just going to take advantage of it and take every opportunity I can get.
Well, if you're going to be a trash talker, what better place than to be in Miami? So let me throw this your way. Because you love trash talking so much with this team, you're fully aware of the rich history that Miami has. Throw you into a time machine. How does your trash talking stack up with past Miami greats, and who would you like to talk trash to?
Alonzo Highsmith. I want to talk trash to him the most.
Good choice.
Me and him, before he ended up going to Patriots, me and him, we get into a little bit, talking about what he would do back in his day and all that. But probably for sure, Coach Zoe.
That's nice.
I was thinking Warren Sapp, too. Probably Sapp could get after it, too, a little bit.
Him, I'll probably say him too, and Ray Lewis. When Ray came and talked to us.
Ed Reed.
Yeah.
How about Michael Irvin?
I think me and he'll be cool.
Yeah.
See, offense, he gonna come on the rock.
You know why that is? Wide receiver and quarterback. Yeah, we got that special bond. We're not going to talk too much trash on that deal, right?
Yeah, if I had Mike Irvin, me and him gonna be cool. He's gonna catch a lot of tutties.
As far as the schedule goes, we know Virginia Tech will be a big deal. I know it's going to be week one, and it's like that. It's the coach speak for everybody. But when you go down the schedule, is there a game or two that you sit there and go, hey, man, I know at the Florida State thing, you two, I'm glad you two haven't gone after each other already. But when you go down that schedule, I mean, what pops up to you in terms of, hey, you know what, I'm curious to see.
Obviously, game one, Florida. But I'll probably say just personally for me is USF. I went on a visit there. Actually, my whole 7-on-17 when I was in high school. Went on a visit there. Wasn't just coaching staff. So, that game sticks out to me. The Louisville game sticks out to me. Had a chance to talk to a lot of teams in the portal. But really, every game for me is circle. I feel like I have bad intentions, for myself. I put that on myself every year. And this is the year that, I have to make plays and, put my team in the best position to be successful.
Going back to the decision to come to Miami, I know you were also thinking about moving on to the NFL as well. What went into that decision to end up after you?
A lot went into that decision. I obviously thought I was ready for NFL. But I think at the end of the day, it's God's timing. In order to put myself in long-term success, I think it's best for me to come back another year. And also, I think there's still food left on the table for me. I still didn't accomplish a lot of things that I wanted to accomplish at the Power 5 level. I accomplished a lot of things at the FCS level, but I feel like I have to do that on the big stage. And what other program there to do it at University of Miami, around a great coaching staff, a great locker room who want to see everybody succeed. So I feel like it's going to be not only for myself, but as far as the whole offense, as far as the defense, the guys that we brought in, the guys that that coming up in freshmen. I think we're all going to be able to make plays, be able to make a name for ourselves.
Cam, I'm sure you've seen this. The hype is out of control for you guys. It always has been for the U. What is the key to making sure that this season isn't just sizzle and there's some substance?
Just staying within ourselves, not looking ahead to no weeks. We're not really worried about who we play week 2, week 3, week 4. We're worried about fall camp right now. I feel like we have to keep the main thing. I feel like the only thing that can really make us not play to our level of expectations looking too far ahead in the future. So, just trying to take it one game at a time, one day at a time. And, if we show up and be that team every Saturday, we'll get a couple wins this year.
Yeah, you come through that tunnel at the Swamp, it's go time. You're not going to be worried about Virginia Tech or South Florida or the man on the moon. It's going to be go time when the Gators are hooking up, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I can't wait. Listen, we look forward to watching you, man. You've been spectacular at Washington State, and when you made the announcement you're coming to the ACC and to the University of Miami, people are stoked to watch you and the Canes play. Wish you nothing but the best.
Also, notice something on this set. There's only one person rocking socks.
That's
Everybody's
true.
part of the No Socks gang.
That's
We ain't
all good.
CCU. It's all good.
Yeah, it's all good.
The socks
I
are clean,
got a
though.
tie on, too. We got ties on, though. That's the main thing.
Hey, see,
Well,
now-
No ties inside, huh?
You are obviously overdressed for this.
That is
I
Cam
see.
Ward from Miami. Appreciate you making the time, man. Welcome to the ACC.
Sir, appreciate y'all.
Yeah.